Right, hello everybody. How are we doing? Welcome back to another Watch with Nordic live commentary stream here today. And we are back yet again commentating the Vegas Golden Knights hosting the Utah Mammoth here. So again, we're coming to this game a little bit late, actually. A lot late, actually. We were originally supposed to start this one at the beginning of the game, but Habs in Tampa went to overtime, so we took precautions. And now we are getting ready for the second commentary here of the night. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. We are hopping in here with a 1-0 lead for the Utah Mammoth. They're on the power play. And we will drop into the commentary here right now. Utah has the puck. Gunther a shot. He scores! Dylan Gunther right off the commentary start. It's 2-0 Utah. Oh my goodness, as soon as I started commentating, Gunther with a howitzer, it's 2-0 Mammoth. And this place in Utah is going absolutely nuts. Dylan Gunther on the one-timer. Wow. Oh my goodness. Dylan Gunther right off the draw. Dylan Gunther, his second career postseason goal. And Utah has taken a 2-0 lead. We hop into this one midway through. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Puck is dumped down low into the Utah zone. John Marino off the boards, battling for it down on the right side. Here's Lazone. Dumps it down low now into the corner. Eichel battling for it now with Schmidt. What's up, Spencer? What's up, Bob? How we doing? Welcome to the stream, guys. Utah will steal this puck and clear it all the way back to center. Back down low here into the Vegas zone. Here's Jeremy Lazone. Lazone down the right side will dump it into the Utah end. Battling for it in the corner then. Sergachev back to the round side then for Weegar. Weegar off the boards. The Keller will move this one down low. It's broken up then by Vegas. Chipped off the boards and backhanded back into the Utah end. Kolasar grabs it back at center then for the Golden Knights. Down low Theodore. Cross ice pass then for McNabb, who will dump it down low into the Utah zone. Kolasar, back to Hurdle. Up top, Shea Theodore. Shot on there goes wide of Imelka. Weegar will dump it back to center. Last minute of play here in the opening period. Here's Krause in his own end. Lawson Krause back down low then for Sean Durzi, who will break it through center with 40 seconds to go. Durzi around then for Hannafin. Chipped off the boards and back to center. And a whistle blown dead with 32 seconds to go as the puck goes out of play. What's up, Jane? What's up, John? Todd's here as well. How we doing, everybody? We are starting a little bit late. I apologize for that. With Montreal and Tampa Bay taking as long as it did, we were unable to get into this one for the beginning of it. So we're going to miss a bit of time. But I do thank all of you for being in here, though, regardless of that. Face-off here now in the Vegas zone. It's one back by the Golden Knights. Rasmus Anderson will clear it off the boards all the way back to center. Getting it back down on the right side is Hannafin fighting with Cooley. Intercepted then, down low into the Utah zone. Ian Cole will dump it off the boards. Vegas gets a back shot on there. Save by Mimelka and wide. Thrown back to center. Utah tries dumping it in down low. Hannafin will get it back then and regroup in the Vegas zone. And that will wind down period number 1. And 2 goals from the Mammoth to open up their first home game here in franchise history in the playoffs. Mackenzie Weegar and Dylan Gunther get the goals, and it's a 2-0 lead for Utah after 20 minutes of play. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack, go get a drink, Do what you got to do. We will be back for the second period momentarily. And would you look at that? We end that stream. We start a new one, and not even 5 minutes in, we are off to the intermission. So we get a little bit of a break here in between. But good to see you all in here regardless of that. Be sure to subscribe down below if you're new. We'll be providing updates here from all the games tonight. The only game we're not going to be able to cover is Oilers and Ducks. Unfortunately, I decided to go down this road because, again, I said it in the previous stream, but I wanted to go down the road of commentating another Vegas Mammoth game because we haven't commentated them since Game 1, and Game 1 was on Sunday. Really didn't play any games during the week. It was really weird. Thank you, John. Yeah, my voice is still pushing on. It's still all right. Good enough as it'll be. So there you go. But, you know. All right, going to do a commentary clip of the Lane Hudson overtime goal. He becomes the 37th different player in Watch with Nordic history to score an OT winner, which is pretty awesome. All right, I'm going to use my last cough drop. My final cough drop, I'm using it. Yes, sir, Utah off to one hell of a start. You love to see it. It's all good, Jane. Thank you, first try. I tried the best I can, brother. Could not do without you guys, though. Definitely could not. Yes, sir. Hell of a start. Hell of a start, KFB. All right, don't forget, again, I'm going to say this a couple times tonight as we move forward with the stream, but we will be live tomorrow. We'll be live for all 3 of the games tomorrow: Sens, Hurricanes, Wild Stars, and Flyers, Pens. And then we'll also be live on Sunday for all 4 of the games on Sunday as well. Couldn't do it without you guys. Could not do without you guys, for sure. Down low here in their own zone, off the boards then for Declan Carlo. Down low, Texier, below the line. Alex Texier cycling that puck. Up top, Hudson, slap shot. Up then by Montreal. Down low, Texier, below the line. Alex Texier cycling that puck. Up top, Hudson, slap shot. Mile broken up then by Montreal. Could say it's a mammoth start for Utah. Alex Texier cycling that puck. Up top, Hudson, slap shot. He scores! Lane Hudson, overtime winner! And Montreal takes the 2-1 series lead. And this place is going crazy. I feel you, KFB. I wonder if I bother my parents all the time when I scream for goals. All right.
Hey there, family. So, what are we going to do today?
I'd like to go to the mall, Grandpa.
It's a terrible place. There's no parking. What else? We could go to the zoo. Too much walking. Too much noise. Can't have any good conversation. Not like at Chili's. What else?
We could go to the beach.
Nah, you got to sit down to eat. I need a cushion chair with back support.
Slow start, but great finish. Yeah, I didn't get to see the first half. I saw it was 7-1 Vegas. Shots are 13-6. What a start for Vemelka. Got to be happy with that. Broken up then by Montreal. Down low. Texier. Below the line. Alex Texier cycling that puck. Up top Hudson. Shot. He scored! Lane Hudson. Over. All right.
Make a video on. Hey, so Canada, they did it again. They found the way to win. Incoming 9 o'clock.
Well, I hope you two are happy. Sheldon is being recruited by Princeton, by Stanford, MIT, Caltech. We are
All right.
and you two have done nothing.
What can we do? Those are some of the best schools in the world.
We have a wonderful graduate program for physics.
Actually,
You're the chair of the department.
yes, and the program is far from wonderful. It said our animal husbandry department is first rate.
Fine. You have other cards to play. We're near his family. He loves you two. God knows why.
Incoming 9 o'clock.
Seeing that Gunther goal, that was nasty. All right, got the Hudson OT goal clip out. Update the all-time stat sheet now. As always, thank you all for tuning in. I know we're starting a little bit late, but thank you all so much for your support here in the commentaries today. We started off late due to the Montreal-Tampa game going as late as it did. But the stream did well. It did better than the previous one. That's all I asked for. Keep on progress. That's all that matters. Progress. Let's go Coyotes. Yes, sir. Don't forget us when you go pro. Oh, I'll never forget you guys. Come on. I'll never forget you guys. Come on. Lane Hudson's second goal in a commentary. Multi-point games for Alex Texier, Kirby Doc, and Zach Boldu in that game, by the way. 3 multi-point games there. All right. Got about 10 minutes here till the start of the second. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It'd be greatly appreciated. So I guess whenever I stream this series, Montreal wins. Whenever I don't, Tampa wins. So there's the other funny component there of it. Don't worry. I won't forget about you guys. Come on. Don't say that. I won't forget about you guys. You guys are legends. I love y'all. You guys are the best. Hey, John, another $5 dono. Thank you so much, brother. It's really appreciated, man. Wow, we're at $800 donated to me the entire season. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. Your guys' donations always go back into the stream one way or another, whether it's TV subscriptions or hockey cards. It always goes back into the commentaries. And you guys have been incredibly generous to me over these last couple of days. I'm very grateful. And yeah, I definitely need them for the cough drops. That's true. No problem thereby. We're getting ready for the second in about 6 minutes or so. Updating the all-time stat sheet super quickly here. So again, we'll be live tomorrow for all three commentaries. All three games tomorrow we will be live for. So stay tuned for that. That is coming tomorrow here on the channel. What time is the Flyers game tomorrow? 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. What's up, Christine? How we doing? Welcome to the stream, Christine. Good to see you here yet again. Am I going to do the Oilers game? I may do the end of it. I may go to the end of the Oilers game if you guys would like me to. I wasn't planning on it initially. We'll be live for Game 4, though. Game 4 on Sunday we're live for, and Game 5. But I'll probably do a little bit of it once this game's over. Somehow you made it? Well, welcome back, Brian. Pens are frauds? Yeah, they seem like they've been frauds so far. You're right about that. They have really not been good. It's a little shocking. I thought they'd be better than the way they've played, but I was wrong. All right. Almost fully updated. Pens have Stewart-Skinner syndrome. Yup. He has not been good for them. Anaheim Edmonton is currently scoreless. Can the NHL open the bracket challenge? Nah, they're probably not going to open it again. Oilers scored? They did. Vasily Podkolzin. Thank you for the update, Brian. Vasily Podkolzin makes it 1-0 in favor of Utah. And that being said, folks, we are ready to get started here with period number 2 between the Utah Mammoth and the Vegas Golden Knights. We missed a little bit of the first period, but first period recap. The goals were scored by Mackenzie Weegar and Dylan Gunther, making it a 2-0 lead for the Mammoth after 20 minutes of play. Getting ready for the next 20 here in just a moment. Taking a look at your stats through 40 shots are 13-6 in favor of Vegas. Faceoffs 55% in favor of Utah. Power plays, Utah 1 for 1. Vegas is 0 for 1. Hits are 17-12. And block shots are 8-6 in favor of the Mammoth. Period number 2 between the Mammoth and the Golden Knights here live from the Delta Center. This might be our first time streaming a game from here. And we are underway. Faceoff is won back by Vegas. They will dump it down low into the Utah zone. Down low now in the corner. Cole battling for on the right side then with Schmidt. Up top. Shot from Hamilton. Denied. Rebounds there in front. Vizmelka denies all the opportunities that come his way. And he stays perfect. Even still. Karel Vizmelka stopped 13 shots in the opening period. And he picks right where he left off. Face-off coming up here now in the Mammoth end. So Podkolzin scores his first goal of the playoffs, making it a 1-0 lead for Edmonton. Looks like it's unassisted. Face-off coming up now in the Mammoth end. Excuse me. Looks like it'll be Stenlund versus Dowd. Off the draw, one back by Utah. Sergachev all the way off the boards to center. Cooley battling for it then with Theodore. Back down low now into the Mammoth end. Sergachev will chip it off the boards to center. Shea Theodore over then ahead and back into the Utah zone. Now battling for on the right side, Yamamoto. Cleared off the boards by Cole, captain by Vegas. Here's Eichel, a shot, and that one goes wide there of Vizmelka. Cleared back around to the right side. Barbashev up top, shot on his glove by Vizmelka once again, and he makes another big save. Karel Vejmelka playing phenomenal here tonight so far. Already up to 16 saves on the night. He's been remarkable. And that's a guy who, generally speaking, has not been good when I live stream him. He really hasn't. 875 save percentage when I stream him. Oh, I forgot to do the jersey swap. All right, you have to give me a second. Face off in the Utah end, then won by the Mammoth. Marina battling for on the right side, up top then. Hannafin to Anderson. A shot denied, rebounds in front, and the Mammoth cleared away. Anderson, cross ice pass. Up top, Stone. Down low then, shut on there goes. Off of Vanacek and all the way back into the Vegas zone. Mark Stone will get it back then for the Golden Knights. Stone in his own zone, back to Anderson. Rasmus Anderson now in the Vegas end will back into the center. Utah gets it back. Lawson Krause will dump it down low into the Golden Knights zone. Carter Hart under his net to play it then. Back over for Hannafin. Noah Hannafin will move this one through center. He's got some room as he dumps it down low into the Utah zone. Getting over there for it then is Uyghur. Back on the right side then for Sergachev. Sergachev will carry it through center for the Mammoth. Cross-ice pass then to Kerfoot. He'll battle for it on the right side then alongside Jeremy Lazone. Grab back by Utah. Pass up top, broken up. Dorofiev ahead then through center. Marner pass over is broken up. And Utah will try and get it to center. They'll regroup. Kerfoot to Sergachev. Ahead then now with speed is Uyghur. Uyghur over then for Kerfoot behind the net. Pass in front. Nobody is there. Down low in the corner, Uyghur. He'll throw this one all the way back to center. Then Ian Cole will get it back for the Mammoth. Cole battling for it alongside Marner. Trying to scoot around that one there was Tanev. Tanev battling for it down low. Alongside Lazone. Pass in front is broken up. Here's Marner through center. Marner with some room. Drops it back to Dorofiev, who will backhand it here into the Utah zone. Marner on the right side for Vegas. Pass over then's broken up. Now Dursey gets it back here for Utah. Cleared off the boards and back to center. Cole fighting now with Riley Smith. Into the zone. Hurdle. A shot denied by Vejmelka. And I think it might have went wide, actually. Here's Theodora driving. That one's blocked as well. Gunther will get it off the boards then for Utah to center. Here's Cole through the zone. He's got some room. Cross-ice pass then for Gunther is broken up. And a whistle blown dead here for a high stick. And a penalty coming up against the Golden Knights. I'm pretty sure. I think I heard that correctly. Did I? Is it a power play for Utah? Never mind. I think it might have just been a face-off in the Vegas zone. So no power play. Still 5-on-5. Yeah, Marner's been a bit disappointing. I will say that. Marner has been a bit disappointing. Face-off coming up in the Vegas zone. It'll be Cooley who will take the draw against Cole. Face-off in the Vegas end. It's one back then by Vegas. Anderson will dump it to center. On the right side then Holtz. Off the boards then to center. Sissons alongside then Dowd. Sissons crosses past then to Anderson. Shut on, glove by Vejmelka. He will get the cover. He is not taking any chances today. He's covering up anything that comes to his crease. Or at least it's what he's done so far. Almost 20 shots here for Vegas. I mean, I will argue this. Veggie's been a real difference maker this year for Utah. He has the most wins of any goalie in the NHL. He's just bad when I live stream him. Face off in the Utah zone is a tie-up then. One back by Vegas. Hannafin. Back down low then for Eichel. On the right side, Uyghur off the boards then. Anderson. Cleared back around behind the net. Then Schmaltz will get it to center up top. Vegas controls. Anderson, pass down low. Stone, a shot denied by Vejmelka as well. I'll put on my Utah jersey in just a moment once commercial break comes around. Studio update from Ducks and Oilers. Mason McTavish has tied the game at 1. So it's a 1-1 hockey game there in Anaheim and Edmonton through about 16 minutes of play. Face-off in the Utah zone is won by the Mammoth. Dursey for Krause. Krause then for Schmaltz, a shot. He scores! Tipped in front by Lawson Krause, and the Mammoth take a 3-0 lead. It was tipped in front by Lawson Krause off the initial Nick Schmaltz shot. And now he has his first goal of the playoffs. The Mammoth have a 3-goal lead. And that's 3 goals on 7 shots for Carter Hart. Another instance where Utah just comes right down the other way and scores. And makes it a 3-0 game. And I wonder if we see a goaltending change here for Vegas. Maybe Tortorella will try and spark things a different way. We'll find out in a second here. It looks like they'll keep Hart in the net for now. It is Krause from Schmaltz and Weegar. Multi-point games for Weegar. Into the zone now with it is Carcone. Trying to throw a pass up top, then Vegas trying to intercept it. Mammoth keep it in the zone. Kerfoot pass over. And that one goes wide there, and a good chance for Carcone. On the right side, Marner. Ahead then to Smith. Pass down low in front. Denied by Vejmelka. What a stop on Brett Howden. What a stop by Karel Vejmelka. Golden Knights will keep it in the zone. Backhand in front. And they could not convert. Marner has the puck stripped away from him. Dursey takes it down low. Cleared all the way back to center. Puck will slide now into the Vegas zone. 15 minutes to go in the second. Dorofeev battling for it now on the right side. Pavel Dorofeev here in the corner. Yup, the shots are correct. Marner fires it. That one's blocked. Jeremy Lazo now behind the net. Lazone up top. McNabb on the right side. Then here now with it is Dorofeev. Dorofeev pass over is broken up by Peterka and thrown back to center. Golden Knights will grab it. Dorofeev then back to Hurdle. Intercepted then by Utah. Schmidt to Cole. Cole off the boards then for Stenlund, who will dump it down low. On the right side, Rasmus Anderson gets it back. Played ahead then, Kolasar. Cross ice pass to McNabb. McNabb will dump it into the Utah zone, and that'll be an icing. 14:07 left to go here in this second period. Some phenomenal saves by Karel Vejmelka and some great goals scored by the Mammoth. It's a 3-0 lead here in this second period. Yeah, the shot count is not great. I'll agree with that. The shot count is not great. Face-off at center ice then is won back by the Knights. They will dump it down low into the Utah zone. 6 minutes gone here in the middle frame. Up top, Hannafin. Into the corner then for Smith. Grabbed back by Dowd. Dowd to Anderson. Anderson down low, tipped in front. Back down low in the corner. Dowd here on the right side then. Anderson fires it on. That one's blocked. Utah will get that puck back then. Yamamoto for Marino. Marino will try and dump it down low into the zone. Here's Eichel. Over then for Hannafin. Dump back down low into the Utah zone. Schmidt. Try and clear it off the boards. Back for Barbashev. Broken up there by Utah. And here comes Keller with some room. Keller circles around there. He's knocked off the puck. Cooley hammered as well. Sergachev a shot. And that one goes wide. Keller battling for it then with Stone. Keller moves to center. Up top then Uyghur to Sergachev. Down low, tipped in front. And that one goes wide. Smith to center. Schmaltz gets it back to Peterka. Mammoth will regroup in their own zone. Sergachev broken up then by the Golden Knights. Getting it back then is Barbashev in his own zone. I am not from the Utah area. Here's Korzak. Pass up top then for Smith, who will dump it down low into the Utah zone. Only 7 shots for Utah, but 3 goals. Anderson, shot on there, goes wide. Smith, battling for it down low there with Sergachev. Here's Smith. Below the line then for Marner. Mitch Marner. Down low in the corner with Sergachev. Smith will get it back for Vegas. Up top, Korzak. Down low now behind the net then for Brett Howden. Howden back over to Kerfoot. Off the boards then, clear to center. Now Vegas will have to regroup. Korzak to Lazone. Now Kerfoot trying to backhand that one down low into the Vegas zone. And nice save there by Hart. Kolasar will dump it down low into the Utah zone. This period's flying by. Schmidt back over then for O'Brien. Pass to Stenland. O'Brien then Tanev. Cross ice pass. Puck will trickle back to center. Here's Tanev to Schmidt. Cross ice pass then for Dursey. Dursey into the zone. Back down low, broken up. Kolasar gets it back then for Vegas. They will clear it to center. Utah waiting to get on sides. Stenland on the right side, back down low. Rasmus Anderson with 9 minutes gone in this second period. Gunther around then for Schmidt. Schmidt over then to Yamamoto, broken up by Vegas. They will dump it into the Utah zone. Schmidt will get it back and recover. Pass to center is redirected. And an icing. 10:47 to go here in the second period. Lawson Krause with the tip in front. It's a 3-0 lead for Utah here in the second period. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. We are just over 50 subs away from 6,200. We're going to try and hit it soon. Your guys' support, all your donations are greatly appreciated as well. I'm thankful for how much you guys have given me here these last couple days. It's been awesome. Oh, my goodness. What a sequence of events there. Utah with a 3-0 lead. Pass the popcorn. Update in Anaheim versus Edmonton. It's a 2-1 lead for the Ducks. Mikael Granlund makes it 2-1 Anaheim in that game. Shots are 20-7 in favor of the Ducks. Oh, my Lord. Ducks are gunning him down. It's kind of like this game, actually. Yeah, I know. Anaheim is giving it to him. Shots through about a period of play. 20-7. That's nuts. Face off here now in the Las Vegas zone. It's going to be Eichel versus Schmaltz. Off the draw, Vegas wins it. Stone battling for on the right side. Golden Knights grabbing at center. Cleared back down low here into the Utah zone. Schmidt off the boards, then Stone a shot. That one's blocked there. Cleared back down into the corner. Sergachev for Schmaltz. Nick Schmaltz will carry it through center. Keller will dump it down low. Now Stone battling forward with Sergachev. Theodore. Back over then for McNabb. Stolen back by Keller. Here's Weegar, a shot. He scores! It's Lawson Krause. His second of the night. For some reason, I thought it was Weegar, but it's 4-0 Utah. That is 4 goals on 8 shots for Carter Hart. Oh, yikes. Vegas too old. Utah Young Guns are hungry. Same thing with Edmonton. Yeah. Lawson Krause, his second goal of the game. It's now multi-point games for Krause, Keller, and Weegar. And it's 4-0 Golden Knights. Or 4-0 Mammoth. Of course, I screwed that up. Face-off here is won back by Vegas. It looks like they're keeping Carter Hart in the net. Vejmelka around up top and chip back to center. Coming to regroup now is Anderson. Anderson ahead then and cleared back down low into the Utah zone. Vejmelka back over then for Gunther. Yamamoto battling for on the right side then with Sissons. Thrown to center then. Logan Cooley will regroup with it then. Schmidt off the boards then for Anderson. On the right side, down low then Smith. Pass over in front, blocked. Schmidt. Cross ice pass. Here's Cooley into the zone. Yamamoto to Cooley. He fanned on the pass. Cooley up top for Dursey. Dursey to Cole, a shot. And that one goes wide. 9.5 minutes to go here in the second. Gunther. Down low for Cooley. Up top, Cole. Dumps it around behind the net then to Peterka. Back up top then for Dursey. Sean Dursey over then for Cooley, who's trying to get off the ice. He's forced to make a play. Hannafin. Here on the right side. Chipped off the boards now through center. Kerfoot with some room. Kerfoot backhand on. Denied by Hart. Puck will slide up top for Dursey. A shot on. It goes wide there of Hart as well. I feel like this was expected. I'm not surprised that Utah's winning. I am surprised that they're winning in this fashion. I knew the Mammoth would come out and play the hottest there, would play hotter because it's their first ever home playoff game. I did not think it'd be a 4-0 game at this point. If Utah makes it 5-0, you're going to head out to the bar. Face-off here, won by Vegas. Cleared all the way back to center. Keller. Off the boards to Krause. Krause will dump it here into the Vegas zone. Golden Knights now moving through center. Hurdle. Back over then for Smith. Down low now with it is Sergachev. On the right side, Weegar. Ahead then for Schmaltz. Schmaltz battling for it then. Cross ice pass to Sergachev, who will dump it down low into the Vegas zone. Fast-moving game and period. It's a 4-0 lead for Utah. Down low in the corner then Smith. Behind the net then for Colton Sissons. On the right side, Mammoth will take it through center now. Nate Schmidt. Off the boards to Tanev. Schmidt will fire it there on Hart. He'll make the save. Rebound denied there as well. And he will cover. And that is the 10th shot of the game for Utah. And we are far over the halfway mark. It is a 4-0 game for the Mammoth. An absolute pounding here by the Utah Mammoth. That's 4 goals on 10 shots for Carter Hart. Or 4 goals on 11 shots, sorry, for Carter Hart. For those who are wondering, what does the save percentage acclimate to at that point? A 636. Carter Hart is a 636 save percentage in this game right now. 636. That is absolutely insane. They should have pulled Hart. They should have pulled Hart already. But they obviously don't think that it's his fault. Oh, my Lord. I thought he would be pulled by now, but I guess they don't think it's his fault. You never know with John Tortorella. Wouldn't be shocked if we see Akira Schmidt in the next game, though. There's owner Ryan Smith and his wife Ashley. They're always at Utah games. Face-off coming up here now in the Las Vegas zone. It's a 4-0 lead for Utah. Cleared off the boards, Eichel. Over then for Anderson. Battling for on the right side, back down low. Sissons. Over then for Logan Cooley. Cooley. Behind the net then for Sergachev. Up top, Eichel, a shot. That one goes wide. Gunther. Off the boards to center. Anderson. On the right side, knocked off that puck by Gunther. Here comes Vegas through center. Eichel into the zone. Drops it back. Broken up then by Utah. Yamamoto shot on there. Save of Imelka. Taken back by Eichel. Eichel to Lazone. Jeremy Lazone will bring it down low behind the net. Then pass in front's broken up. Lazone to Korzak. Korzak will dump it around behind the net. Then to Stone. Mark Stone on the right side. Pass in front. They score! Jack Eichel breaks the shutout. And the Golden Knights have responded back. It's 4-1. So after allowing 4 goals on 11 shots, the Golden Knights have responded back. It's Jack Eichel from Stone and Korzak. And it's a 4-1 game. Yeah, I figured as much. I didn't think they would be able to hold Vegas off the entire time. I'm not really surprised, to be honest with you. So a 4-1 lead for Utah now as Vegas gets on the board, but still a long mountain to climb. Whistle blown dead here for an offsides at 6:29. Jack Eichel, 11th career postseason goal. Pretty nifty there. Solid game here so far by Utah. The Golden Knights, like, they haven't played bad, but it's just been you come down the other way and you allowed a goal. Face-off won by Vegas in their own zone. Chipped off the boards, then Smith back to Stone. Stone fighting now with Schmaltz. Drop back down low now. Vegas will clear it to center. Dumping it down low back into the Utah end. Schmidt on the right side, then Keller. Here's Schmidt. Off the boards ahead then for Schmaltz. Schmaltz to Krause. Krause to Keller. Cross ice pass broken up then by Vegas. Down low in the corner now, Marner trying to break it free. 5:50 to go in the second. This period's flying by. Kraus. Down low then for Schmaltz. Schmaltz. Pass in front, broken up then by Vegas. Here they come through center. Theodore will dump it down low. Dursey. Fighting now with Barbashev. Around the right side, then hurl up top to Korzak, a shot. And glove by Mamelka through the traffic. And now some pushing and shoving here. Down low in the Utah zone. Jack Eichel makes it a 4-1 game, but still a long hole to dig yourself out of. It's 4-1 Utah. Still time left, you never know. You're right. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it, brother. There is still time left. Still a lot of time. So it's not over yet, but it's certainly not ideal. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It'd be greatly appreciated. Habs Bolts is like tossing a coin, could go either way. Yeah, I mean, all the games have been in overtime. Like, the way I view overtime is that it can go any way. So, I'll agree with that for sure. Edmonton and Anaheim is still 2-1 Anaheim. With the rate that this game is going, we may transition over to that once we're done here. You guys would just have to give me a second in making the graphics and such. All right, still in commercial break, guys. Tampa lacked in the shots on goal. Yeah, they only had like 17 shots. It was disappointing. 5.5 to go here in the second period. 4-1 lead for Utah. Disappointing game here for the Golden Knights. Carter Hart has not played the ideal way you want to do. No, I have to be fair to the Utah fans and the Vegas fans. I'll commentate the rest of this game. Once this game is done, we'll go to Vegas Vegas. We'll go to Oilers and Ducks though. Here's Logan Cooley. Ahead then for Kerfoot, who will dump it down low into the Vegas zone. Hannafin, back to Cooley. Logan Cooley, down low then behind the net. Pass in front is broken up. Hannafin, on the right side. Back down low in the corner then. Schmaltz to Cooley. Up top, Sergachev. Sergachev down low. Gunther a shot. And that one goes through the crease and wide. Here's Weegar to Sergachev. Shoots that one on. It's blocked. Mammoth will get it back into the zone. Weegar. Battling forward alongside Eichel. Mackenzie Weegar cleared it around then behind the net to Barbashev. 4.5 minutes to go. Eichel trying to get around Sergachev. Broken up then at center. Barbashev battling forward with Schmaltz. Keller will backhand it down low into the Vegas end. Jeremy Lazo back over then for Stone. Stone then for Marner. Back over for Schmaltz, who gets around the Vegas defense and dumps it down low into the Golden Knights zone. 4 minutes remaining here in the second period. This series is tied 1-1. Game threes are huge. Lazone. And the puck goes up in the air and out of play with 3:50 to go. McDavid hurt his ankle but said he's good to go. Face off in the Vegas zone is won back by the Golden Knights. Korzak backhanded off the boards and back into the Utah zone. Uyghur to Howden. Howden into the zone, 2-on-2. Howden find the net pass in front. Kolasar backhand on, denied, rebounds there. Hurdle takes it back. Hurdle battling for it in the corner. Puck slides in there on Vejmelka. He'll make the save. And now we get some pushing and shoving here in the Utah zone. Ottawa was never expected to win against the Canes. Yup. That's why they're struggling. A sweep is inevitable. Anaheim and Edmonton's second period is underway. Face-off coming up here now in the Utah zone. 3:28 to go in the second. Shots 21-11. Face-off coming up in the Utah zone. Stone versus Stenlund. Face-off won back by Utah. Schmidt off the boards to Kolasar. Cross-ice pass broken up then by the Mammoth. Kerfoot through center. Kerfoot shoots it. That one's blocked. Golden Knights will take it back to center. Eichel. Cross-ice pass. Into the zone then is Brett Howden. Back over then to Peterka. On the right side, Tomas Hurdle. Battling for it alongside Schmidt. Kolasar. On the right side, then down low. Hurdle trying to get it back for Utah. Pass up top, then to Kolasar. He'll dump it around, down low to the corner. Through center, then battling for Marino in front, then for Dorofeev. Dorofeev in front, jabbing at that puck. And a whistle blown dead here, a penalty coming up. Power play coming up here for the Golden Knights as Nate Schmidt takes a penalty. The call is a interference on Hurdle. Power play for the Knights. Face-off is a tie-up and one back by Utah. Marner keeps it in the zone. Battling for it on the right side then and all the way cleared back to center. Hart gives it back then for Dorofeev. Jack Eichel will dump this one ahead. Huge hit at center. Hurdle gets it back. Hurdle into the zone. Pass up top then Marner. Cross-ice pass broken up. Down low now in the corner, Peterka. Over then for Stenlund. Stenlund down low, intercepted then by Utah, who will dump it down the other way. Carter Hart over then for Mitch Marner. Here's Eichel. Through center. Jack Eichel carries it into the zone. Dorofeev. Hurdle to Marner. On the right side then for Stone. He'll dump it around behind the net then to Eichel. Eichel battling for it with Marino. Kerfoot on the right side for Schmaltz. Stone up top. Smith a shot off the post. Oh my goodness, right there. Who do I think wins the cup this year? I picked Dallas. 40 seconds to go on the Vegas power play. Eichel. Cross ice pass then, Theodore. Into the zone, Vegas brings it in up top, Eichel. Eichel on the right side. Down low then, below the line is Dorofeev. Up top, Eichel, last minute of play here in the second. Theodore to Anderson, shoots it, and it goes wide. Vegas gets it back, Eichel to Anderson. Anderson on the right side here now, 45 seconds left. Theodore up top, waits, fires it, goes up in the air and wide. Trying to clear that one was Ian Cole. Down low in the corner, penalty is over. And out of the box was Schmidt. He'll race it on Hart, and Hart will cover up. Little over 30 seconds to go. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the commentary. Face off here now in the Vegas zone is won back by the Golden Knights. Anderson off the boards to center. Schmidt. Cross ice to Cooley. Battling for on the right side then. Grab back by Gunther down low. Gunther dumps it into the zone. Vegas getting it back. They'll move it to center. 10 seconds to go in the second period. Keller. Back to Schmidt. Schmidt will dump it ahead. Back into the Vegas zone. And that'll be an icing with 3 seconds to go. Will my clock run out 3 seconds? Not really. My clock is really weird. It only runs out like a certain amount of time. If it's 4 seconds, will it do it? Kind of. Huh. Really weird. All right. Shots 23-12 in favor of the Golden Knights, but they trail 4-1. It's been a brutal game here for Vegas, especially on the back end. Here's Dowd versus Cooley. With 4 seconds to go exactly. The face-off. Is won back by the Golden Knights. Time will wind down. That will do it for the period. End of 40 here in Utah. The Utah Mammoth put up 2 more goals. It's 2 goals from Lawson Krause. Also, Jack Eichel gets a goal as well. It's a 4-1 lead for the Mammoth after 40 minutes of play. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We'll be back for period number 3 momentarily. So we will commentate the rest of this game, and then we are going to go over to Ducks and Oilers. So we will probably catch the 3rd period of Ducks and Oilers. I will end this stream and start a new one. Update in that game, by the way. Kasperi Kapanen ties the game for Edmonton from Draisaitl and Murphy. 2-2. All right. I'm going to head to the bathroom really quick, guys. Thank you all for tuning in as always. I will be right back in just a moment.
Checking Allstate first was an excellent thing. Not checking which team my girlfriend rooted for? Not good. So check Allstate first. You can save hundreds. It's time for a new Hello, Canary, you missed an exit. Now this is life.
Alrighty, I have returned. Sorry about that, guys. I had to use the bathroom super quick. Thank you all for sticking in here. Thank you, Christine. You are all awesome to me too. Oilers have elite firepower, but who knows? Yeah, it seems like they're off. The goaltending is not exactly what I thought it would be. I don't know. All right. I am going to make some graphics here while we wait. So if I'm typing a lot on my computer, you guys know why. Should only take a second though. If we're going to go over to Oilers and Ducks after this. But we will commentate the rest of this game first. And then it's up to you guys. Would you guys like I'll make a new stream actually. I'll make a new stream then for Edmonton, Anaheim. Yeah, it's hard to say who's going to win the cup. It's pretty close in my opinion. A lot of good options though, for sure. Oh, Oilers scored again. Connor McDavid has a point. Connor McDavid has a point. A secondary assist on the Nugent-Hopkins goal. Connor McDavid has a point. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins from McDavid and Draisaitl. Finally, Connor McDavid has scored a point. With the way that he was going, I thought I'd score a point before him. I'm obviously joking. Yup, McDavid's secondary assist on that goal, but he does have a point finally. All right. (3-2) Edmonton. They have 3 goals on 15 shots. It's not great there for the Oilers. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, great Oiler. What do you think? He's been phenomenal. One of the best Oilers in recent years, for sure. All right. It's in Anaheim. Update this really quick. Do I think Cole Caulfield will score next game? I hope so. He's been struggling to get on the board. He really has. He's had a hard time. All right, just making the Edmonton-Anaheim graphics here super quickly. All right, almost done this. Yeah, his small stature definitely doesn't help. I'll agree with that. His small size definitely really does affect things. For sure. All right. Thumbnail and stuff is made. Had to do this really quick. Look at that. Ducks and Oilers, round 1, game 3, live commentary. We probably could have did that today instead of this one. And it would have been better for the views, but I don't care. If you guys don't know, the views don't really matter that much to me. They don't. I'm appreciative of them, but they don't matter. They're not everything. If you get what I mean. So once this game is over, we will go to Oilers and Ducks. Once this game is over, we will go to Oilers and Ducks. Gotta say that 40 times. Just so all y'all know. Yeah, and it's not, it kind of is a blowout, but it's not a blowout yet, Taco. Like, if there, I think Vegas could come back. Hypothetically, they could. We'll stream Ducks Oilers at the end of this game, Crimson. Tomorrow, we're live for every game tomorrow. We are live for every single game tomorrow and Sunday. So plenty of more commentaries here on the schedule. All right, so we got about 7 minutes to the third, and the third period the second period was pretty fast. So I'm not expecting a long third period here, but knowing my luck, it'll be a long one. All right. I got to update the all-time stat sheet. All right. Hope Vegas wins and comes back. We'll see. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Unlikely, but not impossible. Yeah, I agree. It's unlikely, but it's not impossible. There's still time. If they get a quick goal here, then I think it's possible, but we'll see. Connor Grifton hit a home. Oh, he hit his first career homer tonight? Nice. Still 3-2 in favor of the Oilers in the middle of the second period. We're getting ready for the third here between the Golden Knights and the Mammoth coming up in just a moment. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It'd be greatly appreciated. He was 3 of 4. Oh my god, dude's nasty. He's that guy though. Alrighty, everyone, let's get ready for the start of period number 3 between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Utah Mammoth. Second period recap. Goals were scored by Lawson Krause, who had 2 in that period, and Jack Eichel making it a 4-1 lead for Utah after 40 minutes of play. Quick studio update. The Anaheim Ducks have tied the game. Alex Killorn from Mikael Granlund and John Carlson. We will transition over to that game once this one is over. So stay tuned for that coming up here in just a little bit. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, brings more people into the wonderful commentary as we get set for period number 3. Lawson Krause had 2 goals to put the Mammoth up 4-1. They are just 20 minutes away from winning their first home playoff game. Third period between the Golden Knights and the Mammoth, and we are underway. Face-off is won by Vegas in the neutral zone. Sergachev off the boards, then broken up by Schmaltz. Schmaltz to Weegar. Weegar will gain the line and backhanded down low. Schmaltz racing forward as well. Battling forward in the corner, then Hanifin alongside Krause. Keller on the right side. Vegas will carry it back to center. Sergachev down low then for Mackenzie Weegar. Shots through 40 minutes of play are 23-11. A brutal game here for Vegas. Hanifin off the boards and all the way back down low into the Utah zone. Icing at 19-18 against the Golden Knights. Face-off here in the Vegas zone is won back then by the Golden Knights. Off the boards, Riley Smith will clear it to center. Marner off the boards down low. Schmidt battling forward on the right side, then shut on there is denied. Now Dylan Gunther gets it back for the Mammoth. Gunther through center, gets around Anderson. Chips it off the boards, then intercepted by Vegas to center. Anderson to Marner. Marner a shot. Saved there by Vejmelka. Am I going to live stream the next Montreal game? Yes, we will. We'll be live for Game 4. We will be live for Game 4 of Habs and Lightning. Face-off coming up here now in the Utah zone. Karel Vejmelka having himself one hell of a game tonight. Face-off in the Utah zone is won back then by the Mammoth. Cole off the boards to center. Grab back down low then in the Vegas zone. Blown dead for an icing. So just icings up and down the rink. Up and down, up and down. We'll be live tomorrow for all 3 of the commentaries. Ducks and Oilers bonus coverage coming up right after the end of this game. Yes, sir. We'll be live for Dallas and Wild. That'll be a fun game. Face off in the Mammoth zone. McNabb, a shot on, goes wide. Down low now, Eichel. Pass in front, jabbing at that puck. It's taken away then by Kerfoot. Kerfoot to center. Paterka battling forward alongside McNabb. Picked back up then by Dorofeev. Pavel Dorofeev fires it in there on Vejmelka. He'll make the save. Carcone alongside Dowd up top to McNabb. A shot, save, rebounds in front. And Smith, an opportunity there, was tipped wide. Up top, Theodore shoots it. Goes wide there as well of Vejmelka. Down low here in the corner, Carcone. Through center. Carcone 2-on-2. He'll get around Theodore. Behind the net then, Utah has it up top then for Weegar. Cleared back down low then for Stenlund. Stenlund battling for it down low now. Getting it back is Smith. Off the boards to center. Theodore forced back into his own zone. Vegas can't seem to get anything going, really. I know they are out shooting Utah here, but in terms of overall offensive zone pressure, it's been a struggle. Weegar fighting with Barbashev. Smith will fire that one of Vejmelka. He'll make the save. Anderson down low now in the corner. Howden battling for it. Kolasar fighting with Sergachev. Up top, Anderson, a shot denied there. Here's Lazone. To the right side then now. Tanev battling forward with Hurdle. Hurdle down low in the corner. Fighting here alongside Tanev. Howden into the zone. Broken up then by Uyghur. Uyghur will get it back then for Utah and back to center. Golden Knights will take it back yet again and regroup in their own zone. Anderson for Eichel. Eichel off the boards and back down low into the Utah zone. Vejmelka off. Down low then for Sergachev. Schmidt off the boards and back into the Vegas zone for another icing. As a burp. Sorry. Unprofessional. How dare you, Nordic? So Anaheim and Edmonton tie at 3 with 4:56 to go in the second. We should be able to catch most of the third when we transition over. Face-off in the Utah end, one back by the Golden Knights. Anderson down low in the corner now. Schmidt battling forward with Sissons. Trying to play that one to center. Barbashev poke checked away. Coming back out then, Hannafin crosses pass to Anderson, who will dump it down low into the Utah zone. Now Schmaltz fighting alongside Sissons. Trying to get that one free, just inside the Utah zone. Vegas forced back out to center. Rasmus Anderson then ahead for Hannafin. Hannafin to Eichel, who will dump it up in the air and out of play. Yeah, kind of one of those games that you just kind of wind it all down. How's your guys' night going? Any plans for the weekend? I mean, obviously, maybe your plans to watch me the entire weekend. Anything you guys are doing interesting? Face off now in the Utah zone, won by the Mammoth. Anybody going to any sporting events this weekend? Cleared back to center. McNabb will regroup down low. Cross-ice pass then. Korzak. Off the boards then. Mark Stone will dump it down low. Sergachev battling for it then with Cooley. Thrown ahead then for McNabb. McNabb in his own zone. Back down low into the Utah zone. Pass in front. Broken up then by the Mammoth. Cooley on the right side then for Marner. Marner to McNabb. McNabb shoots it. That one's blocked. Rebounds there in front. And clear to center. Watching hockey, working at 6 a.m. That sucks. Here's Sean Dursey. Taking it around now behind the net. He'll move it through center. Dursey gets around, fires it wide of heart. 14 and a half minutes to go. Here comes Pavel Dorofeev. Now he's got some room. He'll get around Carconi. Broken up by Vejmelka. Nice defensive play there. Smith up top. Theodore a shot. Blocked in front. Mammoth will try and get it to center. It's kept in then by Vegas. Dorofeev for Dowd. Dowd below the line. Passes through the crease. Goes back up top then for Lazone. Jeremy Lazone. Over then for Dowd. Pass over, deflected in the air, and out of play. 14-12 left to go here in period number 3. It seems like this game is pretty much over. It's a 4-1 lead for the Mammoth. Eating at the Russian restaurant in Portland. Nice. That'll be fun. I actually have a hockey game in the morning. I have a game tomorrow morning, and then I'm coming home to stream. I actually have 2 games this weekend. One on Saturday, one on Sunday. Before the streams. Here's a backhand there by Schmidt. Denied. Grab back then by Tomas Hertl. Regrouping down low in the Vegas zone. Anderson. Trying to throw a pass up top. His stick shatters. Utah will try and take advantage. O'Brien will dump it down low. Up top, shot on there, save by Carter Hart. And that is his 10th save of the game. Carter Hart only 10 saves tonight. And he just made his 10th. Still a 4-1 lead here for the Utah Mammoth with 13:43 to go. Yeah, it's even crazier how Utah has 14 shots and 4 goals. That's the crazier part for me. Or at least that's what I think is crazy. It's not done till it's done. 14 minutes is a lot of time. Yep. You're right about that, though. You are correct. It's not over. It really isn't. I learned that the hard way, saying games are over before they're really over. I learned that the hard way. All right, still a commercial break, and as soon as I say that, we're back. Never mind, we're not a commercial break. Is the Bauer Mission skate still the best to get? Yeah, that's what I would recommend. I wear those. All right, we should be able to match up perfectly with the third period of Anaheim Vegas. And I think O'Brien and Kolasar, they want to go. I think O'Brien and Kolasar want to fight. Face off in the Vegas zone. Hurdle versus Stenlund. It's won by Vegas. They're not going to fight just yet. Puck is clear to center. Kolasar will get around the D. Shoots it on Vejmelka. It goes wide. Up top, McNabb. Down low then. Use a Bauer Vapor. Here's Dursey. Moves it through center. I got mine for a discount because I work at a rink. And they gave me a discount. I think it was like $3.50 I paid for them. A couple years ago. I've had them for like 3 years. Here's Korzak. In his own zone, then back to Kolasar. Kolasar, cross-ice pass down low. So Carter Hart still doesn't even have 10 saves yet tonight. He only has made 9 saves so far. Dump back into the Utah zone. Sergachev. Around that into the corner. Why did they do this to me? I put the shot down, then they changed it right away. Anderson. In his own zone. On the right side, Eichel broken up then by Utah. Schmaltz to Krause. Krause fires it there just wide of Hart. Keller. Broken up at center. Krause to Schmaltz. Pass down low. Broken up. Here's Krause, who's hit there high. And stolen back by Vegas, who will play it to center. And a penalty coming up here. It's against the Mammoth. As Krause was hit high. And tensions are boiling. As we expected they would. Anaheim Edmonton is tied at 3-3 at the end of 40 minutes of play. Yeah, Hyperlight, you're exactly right. Yeah, I am lucky, aren't I? All right, so we will transition over to Oilers and Ducks as soon as this game is over. Unless if Vegas comes back, this should be perfectly aligned. By the time this game is done, the third should be starting in that one. So we should be perfectly aligned, which is great. I love that. We'll get the whole third period in. There's going to be some penalties here on this play. Oh, yeah, I know. You're not hating. I know you're not hating. I know you're just screwing me. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not soft like the other guy. I don't know what his problem was. What position? Kind of everything. I can play forward. I can play defense. I'm typically a winger, though. Typically. All right, 12:15 to go in the third period. Looks like it's going to be a Golden Knights power play. So Vegas will get the opportunity to head to the man advantage. Face off in the Utah zone. It's a tie-up and one back by Utah. They will bank it off the boards and back down the other way. Here's Marner. Behind the Golden Knights net. Marner to center. Into the zone. Stone battling forward then with Schmidt. Dorofiev's there as well. Pass ahead then for Marner. Puck comes out to center. Mitch Marner in his own zone. Marner off the boards then for Stone. Broken up then by the Mammoth quickly, and they will clear it back down the other way. So they keep taking shots off the board for Utah. It says on NHL.com they still only have 11 shots. Dorofiev on the right side to center. Down low then battling forward is Eichel. Right side for Stone. Back down low now. Marino gets it back for Utah. He'll bank it off the boards and all the way back into the Vegas end. Here's Tomas Hertl. 9 minutes gone in the third. Hertl dumps it around the Utah net up top for Hannafin. Hannafin down low behind the net then to Cole. Back over then for Krause, who will chip it all the way back down into the Vegas end. Here's Howden into the zone. Back over then for Colton Sissons. Up top, Hannafin. Right side, Theodore. Hannafin up top, fires it on. And that one goes wide of Emelka. Theodore at the point. Back to Hannafin. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Hannafin on the right side. Shot on his block. Rebounds in front. Jabbing at that puck on Vejmelka, but he makes the save. So many products now. Yeah, I agree, man. There's, like, it's hard to choose. Honestly, like, it just, even if it's the cheapest, it's fine. Like, I mean, the product doesn't make a huge difference, to be honest. I mean, like, it does, but it doesn't, in a way. Like, you're still going to be able to play, you know, the same way you would be able to if you bought a $30 stick compared to a $100 stick. Hannafin, a shot goes wide. Maybe it depends on, like, if it would break or not. But, you know, power play over for Vegas. Barbashev dumps it down low into the Utah zone. Cooley off the boards then for Yamamoto. Up top, shot on. Goes wide there of Emelka. On the right side, Gunther battling forward then with McNabb. Down low, Utah trying to get it back. Cooley on the right side will move it to center. Cooley off the boards to Dursey. Dursey drops it back to Yamamoto. Down low now, Sean Dursey behind the net then, battling forward alongside Korzak. Up top, Sergachev a drive, and that one goes wide. Cleared all the way back into the Utah zone. Sergachev will get it for the Mammoth and regroup at center. Trying to move that one ahead then was Ian Cole, broken up then by the Golden Knights. Sissons got around Smith. Backhanded down low into the Utah zone. It's blown dead for an offsides, I believe. A little over halfway through this third period, we will step aside. Golden Knights and Mammoth. It's a 4-1 lead for Utah. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. We are just under 50 subs away from 6,200. Like the stream as well. We'll be live for Ducks Oilers coming up here soon after the end of this game. And I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back, guys. All right, I have returned. Sorry about that, guys. Use the bathroom here really quick. Stanley Cup Playoffs, Round 1, Game 3. Utah leading the Golden Knights here 4-1. It's been a well-played game by the Mammoth, despite only having 11 shots on goal. They played a solid defensive game. They've capitalized on their opportunities. Carter Hart, only 7 saves tonight. Brutal. Face-off in the Utah zone. Stenlund versus Eichel. Face-off won by the Mammoth. Cleared all the way back to center. Anderson dumps it up and out of play with 9:05 to go. Yeah, I mean, Vegas is putting on the opportunities they have to, but they're not getting the shots to go their way. To Vejmelka's credit, Karel Vejmelka tonight, .963 save percentage. That'll go a long way for his Watch with Nordic stats. How do you think I hear Taco Tom? I'm like a newborn. Dump down low into the Utah zone. Schmaltz to Lazone. Shot on goes wide. Cleared back to center then. Golden Knights will regroup. Back into the Utah zone. 8:45 to go. Another icing. Kind of just running down the clock, to be honest with you, till the end of this one. And then once this one's done, we'll transition over to Oilers and Ducks. I think if Utah adds another goal on here, maybe on an empty netter or something like that, we'll head over early. Face-off won by Utah. Krause to Schmaltz. Schmaltz up top. Krause's shot goes wide there of Hart. Down low now in the corner. Theodore. Head to center. Keller will chip it off the boards and back to center. Marino. Cross ice pass. Krause. Back over then for Schmaltz, who will bank it off the boards and back into the Vegas end. Here's Shea Theodore. Off the boards to center. Down low now into the Utah zone. Yes, that is correct. That is correct, Taco. Here's Mackenzie Weegar. Down low. Thrown back to center then. Getting to it first is Hannafin. Hannafin in his own zone. Battling for it then alongside Cooley. Smith. Cross ice pass broken up by Utah. Gunther looks, waits, fires it. Saved by Hart. Gunther up top to Weegar. Weegar off the boards then for Marner. Through to center then, Sergachev to Weegar. Weegar will regroup now in his own zone. Mackenzie Weegar now looking for options. Kerfoot on the right side then with Carter Hart. Cleared all the way back to center. Here's Cole. Off the boards then. Utah cross ice pass broken up at center. Dursey on the right side then with Carcone. Kerfoot looking for options, and a huge collision down low raised the entire right side of the audience to their feet. Here's Zyko battling forward with Hurdle down low. I have no idea what happened, but the entire half of the arena is on their feet now. Puck is cleared back into the Vegas zone. Carter Hart getting to it there. They are all on their feet. Oh, my God. Through center is Smith. Smith into the zone, dumps it down low. Penalty coming up here. It's against the Mammoth. And a power play coming up for Vegas. You got to wonder if they maybe try to pull the goaltender here. You're getting a power play. You're down by 3. I wonder if Vegas tries to pull the goalie here and try to go from that strategy. We'll see, though. .6:25 to go in the third period. The Golden Knights are going to get a power play here. I mean, again, you're down by 4. It's a playoff game. What do you have to lose? Like, you might as well try and come back instead of just giving up. Even if you're down by 3. You've pummeled this goalie with nearly 30 shots. That'd be the smart thing to do, but I don't think Torts is going to do it. Face-off coming up here now in the Vegas zone. We'll see if Hart stays. Face-off is a tie-up then. It's won back by the Golden Knights. Eichel to Hurdle. Right side then for Eichel. Eichel up top then. Marner to Eichel. A shot denied by Pavelka. He gets the cover up. Karel Vejmelka, definitely the top performer from tonight, even though Lawson Krause has been absolutely phenomenal. Face off in the Utah zone, won by the Golden Knights. Marner to Dorofeev, a shot on there is blocked. Cleared back over to the right side, then Eichel. Up top, Marner. Marner to Hurdle. Back over then for Eichel. Up top, Marner, a shot. That one's blocked. Down low behind the net, then Stone. Over to Eichel. Eichel up top, then to Marner. Marner to Eichel. Marner up top. 5:40 to go. Eichel, a shot. It's tipped in front and wide. Utah will clear it down the other way. I don't know why in this situation you're on the power play. There's 6 minutes left. Pull the goalie. You're down by 3. What difference does it make if you allow an empty net goal to make it 5-1? You never know. Vegas will dump it down low here into the Utah zone, battling for it down low in the corner. Hurdle. Up top then for Dorofeev. Pavel Dorofeev down low then for Stone. Stone to Eichel. Eichel on the right side then below the line up top to Eichel. Shoots it, and that one's blocked. Kerfoot takes it back and tries to get it out to center. It's kept in. Hurdle. Pass over. Broken up then by Utah. They will dump it down the other way. Ten seconds to go here on the Vegas power play. 4.5 minutes to go. Cleared back down low into the Utah end. Sergachev. Off the boards, then battling forward with Stenlund. Power play comes to a close. Puck is cleared back into the Vegas end. Carter Hart. Over then for Shea Theodore. Theodore at center. Yeah, I've seen it before. It's happened before. Some coaches don't do it, though. But, like, you're in a game. You're down by 3. You were on a power play. You had a chance to really, like, if you score on that power play, It's a 2-goal game with 5 minutes to go. You never know. Yamamoto up top, then the Cooley. The pass is missed as it slides into the Vegas zone. McNabb for Smith. Smith will dump it down low into the Utah end. Schmaltz in his own zone. Nick Schmaltz over then for Yamamoto. Broken up then by Vegas. Cleared all the way back into the Utah zone. Vejmelka. Down low then for Gunther. Don't forget, at the end of this game, we will start streaming Oilers and Ducks. I will end this stream and start a new one. So stay tuned for that. Smith, a shot tip just wide there. Dorofiev battling for it now in the corner. Pass in front. They score. Nick Dowd makes it 4-2 with 3:07 to go. And all of a sudden, don't look now, the Golden Knights out on a late goal. It's 4-2. Who's better, Mario, Messier, Yager, or Fedotov? I would go Mario, Messier. I would actually go the order you gave me them. Or put Yager ahead of Messier. It's either way. All right, 4-2 lead for Utah. It's Nick Dowd from Riley Smith. Nick Dowd, his 6th career postseason goal. Now we'll see if Vegas actually pulls the goalie. Down low here in the Utah zone, Sergachev. Right side, then Hanifin battling for it. Cleared back into the Vegas zone. Hart is out of the net. They have pulled Carter Hart. I'm not sure why they didn't do it earlier. Keller will steal it back then for Utah. Played back down low. Sergachev will flick it to center. Hanifin for Krause for the empty net. It's blocked. Oh, man, they could have went for the Hattie. Sergachev to Keller. Back down low to Sergachev. Sergachev will flip it all the way back into the Vegas zone. Keller, Krause's pass to Schmaltz. Schmaltz will look. He'll try and fire it on there. They're looking for Krause. They're looking for Krause. Hanifin will get it back then for Vegas. Noah Hanifin here in his own zone. Here's Eichel. Down the right side. We'll dump it down low then. Marino will clear it back to center. And back into the Las Vegas zone for an icing at 2:03. Gretzky or Mario? I would pick Gretzky. If Mario played longer, you could make the argument for Lemieux. And I'll listen to it. Timeout here for the Golden Knights. While it's unlikely, it's not impossible. 2:03 left to go in the third. You got your top guys out there. It's not impossible. But you do have a goalie on the other side who's been hot in Vejmelka. He's played phenomenal tonight. It'll be difficult, but it's not impossible. Gretzky was surrounded by way more talent than Mario. That's true. You're right about that, Daniel. That's true. You hit it right on the nail there. You're right about that. I'll agree with that for sure. Huge face-off coming up here in the Utah zone. We will see if the Golden Knights can potentially come back from a 2-goal deficit and try to tie. Hurdle will take the draw. It's against Stenlund. The face-off is won back by the Knights. Eichel down low to the corner then for Stone. Mark Stone to Eichel. Jack Eichel battling for it then on the right side. Alongside Cooley. Marino off the boards to center. At least they try and get it there. They'll try and send Cooley for the empty net. Broken up by Vegas. Eichel will dump it into the zone. Back over then for Stenlund, who will backhand it all the way up in the air and back to center. Stone gets it back for Vegas. Chip back down low. Marino will fire it to center yet again. And a whistle blown dead as the puck goes out of play. Yeah, guys, hit the like button down below. Welcome everyone who's in the commentary now. If you're just now joining us, thank you. Subscribe down below if you're new and you enjoy the commentaries. We're going to go live for Oilers and Ducks in just a moment here. All right, face-off here in the Utah zone. One back by the Mammoth. Cleared around off the boards then, taken back by Smith. A shot on, saved by Vejmelka. Cole, all the way up top. Krause will get that puck to Schmaltz. Back to Krause. Over then for Schmaltz as Krause falls to the ground. Vegas will clear it back down low. Getting to it there is Smith. Approaching the final minute of play in regulation. Up top, Hannafin. He fumbles the puck to center. Oh, my goodness. Down low now, Noah Hannafin. 50 seconds to go. The Delta center is on their feet. Hannafin for Eichel. Dumping it down low. Forced back to center again. Now they'll clear it as well. Down low behind the net then, Sergachev. 30 seconds to go on the clock. They'll dump it down the other way. Cooley getting to it down low. He'll spin around half and pass to the empty net's broken up. Shot from Gunther goes wide as well. They cannot pot this empty net. 15 seconds to go. One last break for Stone. Dorofeev up top. Back to Eichel. Intercepted then by Utah. They will get it down the other way. And for the first time ever, the Utah Mammoth have won a playoff game in the Delta Center. Final score, Utah 4 and Vegas 2. A whopping 12 shots got the Mammoth the win. Absolutely nuts. All right, that'll do it for me. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. We are going to transition over to Ducks and Oilers. I will end this stream and start a new one. A new stream coming in just a moment. A little update from that game. Anaheim just scored. Seneca from Granlund. We will now transition over to Ducks versus Oilers. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you guys in the next stream.